a male rapper that dropped in the past like 2-3 years that raps as good as Meg.
Nah, definitely not. She got bars, she got intricate, she actually be spitting and actually saying something. And I just love analogies and innuendos, but nah, she's definitely got a special talent and she just eye candy. I'm telling you, I was at that concert. First of all, one of the best concerts I ever went to. Meek Mill, Future, DJ Mustard, YG, and Meg Thee Stallion. And she was the opener at that. Like, you know what I mean? It tore it down.
When did Lil Baby drop?
What, the album?
No, him as an artist.
He been on fun.
Yeah, he's been out for the last 2.5 years, 3 years. He's going on 3 years.
He don't rap better. In my opinion, and this is what I want to talk to y'all about later, but I guess we get into it now. These rappers, like with the auto-tune and the whining and the moaning, is like, oh.
Nah, Lil Baby's definitely a way better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely say that. Why, they was on the same
better rapper than Meg Thee Stallion.
Nah,
Baby was on the same freshman cover?
Maybe like 2-3 years ago. Like, I mean, I get it, but like, you know, I said that Nas had the album of the year. Like, I don't really know if he had album of the year or not. It's just something to say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're looking for shock value with that one.
But like Ray L's like, yo, but Polo G. And I'm like, yo, and he's like, you're showing your age. I'm like, Ray L, you're 30, bro.
He's not 30 yet. Oh, actually, did he? No,
he's not 30 because if I'm not 30, he's not 30.
Yeah,
right.
I'm like, listen, like, I mean, I think Lil Baby's album was good.
No. Stop saying good as if like so nonchalant.
No, it was a good album.
Oh, all right.
It was a good album. But like, just for me, this is why I say it all the time. Like, I'm not taking nothing away from Lil Baby or Polo G or whoever from this generation. But literally, everything that they're rapping about is like, to me, it's almost like a repeat. And the repeat isn't nowhere near the original. Just being honest.
Nah, I don't think it's if you really take your time and you listen to Lil Baby and you listen to rappers like Polo G, they're really talking about something like a substance. It's not just like like I would say that about the Migos. There's a lot. You have to understand it to be able to get what Lil Baby. But they definitely are.
Teach him, baby, bro. Teach him, baby, bro. You're teaching him right now.
So Lil Baby's content's never been discussed before, right? You break new ground?
But we've seen people like Nas before, to be honest.
I'm saying, but Nas is like, yo, Nas, like his albums now can't touch what he did in the past.
But to be honest with you, aside from like and this is just me personally, I'm not saying this speaks for everybody, but I couldn't listen to a Nas album cover to cover. Like, I liked a lot of songs from Nas, but I would never sit down and say, oh man, I gotta hear this Nas album. That's just never been it for me.
Yeah, listen, I get that. But I mean, like, to me, they're not putting words together better than the music that I grew up on, listening to all through my 20s, because they're just not. If we just be honest.
Now you gotta make a song in less than 3 minutes.
Bro, they're not putting together words like people did in the past. They're just not. It's not the emphasis.
I think they are. I just think now it's a little different.
All right. So
Shiz is up 3-0. Shiz is up 3-0 right now.
You think that Little Baby?
3-0.
Yo, no, because Zing.
He's up 3-0. I'm just letting you
know. You let your cookout. You play
of like just saying like
nah, bro.
Just changed, bro. Like the music in the 80s, like there was a dude that did like a Instagram, like he rapped how they rapped in the 70s, then he rapped how they rapped in the 80s.
That.
It changed, bro. It's like now you gotta do it in less than 3 minutes.
But the thing is like, I'm not saying about the time limit. The time limit has nothing to do with the quality of the music.
I think it's very good quality.
I think so too.
So you said Little Baby's the hottest rapper to come out since what?
I'll just say this.
How does he
Roddy Rich, Polo G, and Little Baby is doing this pocket of generation justice of quality, hip hop, lyrical content, streaming, music, and you can't deny
Yeah,
it. They're talented.
like Lil Baby is very like he can't control his accent, but he's very lyrical. If you
I'm
listen,
saying, like, I like Lil Baby, but like, as far as like Polo G and Roddy Ricch, they gotta show me a lot more. Baby
I don't.
for like a year or like 18 months.
well, I liked Roddy Ricch's album. Like I liked a lot of. I think that was a very good album he put out, and I think his features he killed. But I mean, we want to see what the follow-up, the sophomore album is. But
Yeah, he got a lot. He got.
kid, man, he gets it. He
But
gets it. He's
Polo
not just-
G put out 2. I ain't gonna say classic, but great body of work projects, and that's what Polo G.
What's the
did. You
last?
can't
What's the last
deny it.
classic album to like drop?
Who, Polo G's?
Nah, just period. What's the last classic album? You say like
Period. I'll just
Classic.
say
Probably like Roddy Ricch's, to be honest.
classic, like front to back, gonna be talked about 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with Triz the other day because I guess his man's. I don't know if you ever met him. Errol was kind of going back and forth with him, like he like NBA YoungBoy is in the same breath as a Roddy Ricch, and he's like, all right, sales wise, he could be in the same breath, but it's just as far like Roddy Ricch is an actual artist. He's actually putting together, like, he can play the piano, he can do melodies, like he's an actual musician. Whereas like NBA YoungBoy, technically he's a musician, but he kind of like.
You would put Roddy Ricch over NBA YoungBoy right now?
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Why though?
Yeah.
Give me the.
I just say he's a better musician. Like he really puts together like a body of work.
I feel like NBA YoungBoy's been doing it for a minute.
He
He
has
kills
been
it on
doing
the
it for
YouTube game, but he like it's like
Right.
what you accuse 6ix9ine of. Like they kind of just like pump it out and just run the streams up.
Yeah. Yo, listen, Dot's up 5-0 in this series.
Because it's because you like it, you love.
No, I'm just.
No, but the majority says this, Josh.
Hold up, Zim.
Nah,
I
good,
got you
good.
now. I got you. Zim says to me, he's like, yo, he's like, I can't front. He's like, the music that we grew up listening to and like through our 20-year-old, he said it's just way better than the shit that they're putting out now, which is a fact or not, according
And
to.
I remember making that statement in regards to R&B. R&B.
No.
Usher,
It was after a
it was not
verses.
rap.
It was after a verses. It was after.
Yeah, but I don't care what it was after. I know when it was after. But I'm just saying my thought process is I remember Ray J dancing in if I had one wish, we would be best friends. Love will never end. Like, this is the stuff that I love. R&B ain't the same no more. And not for nothing. What do you say?
Rap is the same?
I feel like rap is at a good space right now.
I think R&B's in a better space than rap, creatively.
Wow. I have to disagree with that.
Bro,
I would have to disagree with that.
every week, like we're like put it in the chat, another R&B dude. You're like, yo, I never even heard this dude sigh. Like, yo, this is ill. Like, it's just that.
But it's true because we do the research of good quality music in the chat. I have to look at the broader perspective of who's running up the numbers. And R&B ain't doing that no more. You remember we had the boys groups. They're not doing that no more. It's just like a different era right now where that R&B is not excelling. Female-wise, yes. Female-wise, yes.
Well,
I gotta
female-wise,
go.
hold on. Because if you look at NBA YoungBoy, you look at Lil Durk, you look at Roddy Ricch, you look at Lil Baby, you look at who else is out here, Polo G, and you can name a lot of other rappers. They don't rap anymore. It's more like auto-tune, they singing, they humming, they harmonizing. Like,
That's why I disagree too, because I remember you used to run me down like crazy, and they do put auto-tune, but that's how I know these dudes is talented. And you used to run me down like crazy, like this auto-tune, but then they starting to like Lil Baby, like Roddy Ricch, A Boogie. They're starting to put out shit to that, like where they're doing that little. That's like very talented. To like, there's two ways to
I think it's less talented.
like that's you can't do what like A Boogie does. Like that's just very talented. Like,
Boogie is the fellow off the planet, bro.
he's not. He's one of the. If he puts an album out, he's one of the bigger artists. Like A Boogie.
He's not.
Yeah, it's like
that's
when
blasphemy.
when you think of music, like if A Boogie drops right now, people are gonna be excited to see A Boogie. Like he's not
Didn't he drop something?
300,000 first week, but he's still
Didn't he,
a popular artist.
Yo, didn't he like drop something recently and it was quiet?
And it did well. It did.
I think it was quiet and Zeem's man was on his ass.
Nah, I was definitely
Who was on his ass?
and then not for nothing, I went to
Zeem's man.
when you go, not for nothing, when you go certain places, the requested songs, if you go to a cookout, the requested songs is Tory Lanez and A Boogie.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Yo, Tory Lanez, I gotta give Tory Lanez credit. He's very talented, but we could get into that first topic. He's finished. Listen, Meg Thee Stallion came out on Instagram Live and said that Tory Lanez shot her. It wasn't a physical altercation. She was trying to get out the car. She was walking away, and Daystar shot her. Thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Tory Lanez. One thing I say about internet, social media, America, they love a comeback story. They love a redemption story. And my biggest issue with Tory Lanez, I already know Chris Brown went on a IG story rant about stop affiliating the names. He's not as talented as Chris Brown to redeem and come back from this. But what Tory Lanez did, if this is true, what Meg Thee Stallion is saying, word for word, meaning there was no physical altercation. She actually wanted to leave the vehicle. She wanted to avoid an altercation, and he pulled out a firearm and shot her. He deserves to be done. He deserves to be deported. I'm not going to sit here in front like, oh my God, I'm never going to listen to a Tory Lanez song again. That would be a lie and fake on my part. But he owes Meg an apology. He owes everybody who's been a victim of domestic violence and pistol whipping or whatever the case may be. That needs to happen. Now, one thing I'll say is I was, I'm going to keep it real for our audience. I was kind of disappointed in Meg going against, well, to me, letting the internet bully her. That's what I felt that was happening. She was letting the comments get to her. At the end of the day, you was there, no one else was there. So when she made that first post about, why would I have to lie? I could be in the club. I can, dress up and get fly and do all this stuff. Why I gotta lie about being shot and put up the foot pictures? I'm like, damn, the pressure's getting to her. And then obviously these blogs and, it's a lot of shit that we're gonna see and not see behind the scenes. And I guess according to her, Tory Lanez and his PR people was putting out a lot of false narrative and was campaigning for these hashtags about Meg being lying. And then that's when she went all out. What I noticed while she finished that, I felt like a weight was lifted off of her shoulders, which I was happy that happened for her. But to hear that she kept it a G, meaning the police came, she didn't say a word. It was glass. She went to the hospital. She even thought the doctors was ops. I ain't going to say a word. And I wish she just continued not saying a word because that's her business. I know she's in the public eye, but we didn't need to know that. And that's just how I feel about that whole situation. But Tory, he's done, man. Seriously, he's done. He messed up right before he got that Drake feature to it. It was coming. It was coming, and he effed that up.
No, I agree. Like, I feel like if he did do what she said he did, then there's really no way to come back from it. Like, he's a good artist, but I don't think he's as, loved and as talented globally like a Chris Brown was to be able to, recover from something like that. I don't know, Chris Brown had a lot, the dancing, he had the looks, he was an act, he can act. So it's he had a lot of different lanes that you couldn't fully cancel him. But Meg, I did feel obviously I felt like it's tough sometimes when you're a celebrity. We view it as you're a celebrity, you should be above certain things. But when you're seeing millions of comments every day, jokes and people saying that you must have beat up Tory Lanez and that's the reason why he shot you, and they're giving all these excuses, it's damn, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna defend myself. I'm just why am I the one being blamed for him doing this? But also I feel like, I don't know if he can, probably not, but I feel like Tory needs to, like, address the situation, like tell his side, like, because he looks crazy right now. But I did see, I meant to screenshot, I don't remember what it said, but I like saw it on like Instagram or Twitter, I forget. But he like liked something where it was like how basically like,
Oh yeah, sorry to cut
Larry
you off,
Johnson.
Larry Johnson. Yep.
yeah, so he kind of liked it. So I'm just kind of interested to see what the rebuttal is. I just kind of want to hear like the full in-depth story of like what led to like something like that happening. So that's my
Now,
take.
Sean, real quick before Jiggy goes, because I always come for you with PR type stuff, right? So if you are Tory Lane's PR person, are you doing it in an IG live? Are you doing it on the Instagram story? Are you doing a sit down interview with somebody who's respected, maybe prominent, and who would that be? What is?
I don't think he can go on IG Live. I think the best way to handle this is he got to write a statement in his notepad, post it on IG, and then he got to go to Red Table Talk. You got to talk.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
It got to be like a woman. Like, you got to have something with Jada Smith, like having a conversation like, I was going through X, Y, and Z, or X, Y, and Z happened. Like, it got to be something like that, and he has to be apologetic. Like, listen, like, it was a crazy mistake. I've learned, like, I'm gonna do everything to like correct it. But I don't even know if that's gonna even be enough, man. Because he got like, not for nothing, when Chris Brown did that, dudes wasn't even on like going crazy on Chris Brown, like how I've seen like certain dudes talk about Tory now. So I don't know.
And I'm glad you brought that up, and maybe Jiggy can speak on it when he starts his statement. I agree that the energy has been different. Don't get me wrong. People was disgusted with Chris Brown, and we actually physically got to see Rihanna and what transpired to her. But why do you feel, Jiggy, the energy, especially from the male aspect of it, is more intensified right now?
Well, I don't really agree with that.
Oh, okay. All right, my fault.
I don't agree with that at all. To be honest, the only rapper I see really come out and say something is Chance the Rapper and Bun B.
You had like low key rap, like T.I. came out and said something with a little statement.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith talking about he want to fight.
Right. I know, but when I sent that in, you said he need to shut his ass up.
No, because like it's like, yo, Josh, like, come on, man. You just got back in the league, like you got.
No, I know.
You're in a bubble. You talk about if anybody wants to call my line, I'm with whatever. You're in the bubble. If it's supposed to go the way it's supposed to go, you're there to October. So what's really? What are you doing?
Nah,
I also seen Trey Songz.
I'm bothered.
Artists out there.
I'm bothered by it, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm bothered by it. Because if you remember, see, like that was so long ago when Chris Brown and Rihanna had their fight. That like I remember, like Jay-Z was doing a lot to get him blackballed. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of people coming out against Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? Plus, social media really wasn't as prevalent as it is now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sad to see, man. Like that people, like, there should be an outpouring of male support for that girl, bro. And it's just not, man, because like first people was joking saying that, oh, Tory seen that she was a chick with a dick. Then they was joking like, oh, she probably beat her ass up. Then they was joking like, oh, like, she got shot in the foot. Like, come on, shot in the foot. Like, how's that even happen? Then she shows her feet and like, oh, like, it's not that bad. You just got shot in the back of the foot. Like, what? Like, so, like, everywhere every time that she said a little bit more, people were just like, kept dismissing her. And the thing is, like, yo, he could have killed that girl, bro.
Mm-hmm. But that's why but the reason why I don't think people are taking it that serious is because it's like Tory isn't from what I know, like Tory isn't like this trained shooter. Like, how did what led to you shooting someone in the foot? Like, that's just such an unusual thing to happen. Like, where there wasn't people around that were like scattered around running, like, called to the scene, like, X, Y, and Z happened. Like, you just, like, how did it happen? Like, you just pointed at her foot and shot it? Like, I think that's just what's kind of freaking everyone out. Like,
yeah, but that's the worst part. If you he might have been, he might have been aiming a little bit higher, and he's so little, the gun just.
And that's what I mean. Like, it's just so much. Like, when we seen Rihanna, like, you seen her face, it was like, damn, this is crazy, you know? But the story, like, you know, it's like, how the hell she was but she said she was walking away and he shot her foot. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm trying to picture what scenario could have been, and it's just like so hard to, like, you know, put together. And then it's like, is he getting charged? Is he not? Like, if you shot someone, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, we just have to wait and hear.
And that was my biggest thing. Is so many variables in the sense of we didn't get a lot of information in the beginning with. And are we not 3 weeks removed from this situation, or maybe a month or even longer? So I hear you that, you know, the outcry is not there to support whatever the case may be, but we're getting things in these little 2 to 3 weeks pockets. And you want these artists who some have their own flaws and their own skeletons in their closet. That's first of all. Secondly, have relationships with him. And then third, it wasn't until recently that they found out officially what transpired. And that's where I feel now everybody is feeling comfortable to come out and speak on it as they should. You know what I mean?
And not for nothing, it came out in Hollywood Unlocked. It came out that, like, yo, her people's the one that said, I think that's what the dude Jason Lee said. It said her entourage said she was acting a certain way, like uncontrollably, never seen before. So we gotta know, like, what, like, I get it. Megan spoke, and I feel bad for her if everything she's saying is true. I do believe her, like, you know, I want to believe her, but we also have not heard from, like, you know, Tory yet. So it's just kind of been. So I just feel like people, you can't, like, not for nothing. At the end of the day, what I've always learned, if two people got to be for a situation going on, they go, if it's meant to be, they're going to work it out. But you go mind your business and go speak on it, and they become friends again and they mend each other, like, what does that do for you? So that's what you got to think about. And like Zim said, you got your own skeletons. Like, Fab can't speak on it. Like, you know, can't speak on it. So it's like, damn, like, what do you say?
Bro, I'm sorry, man. It's just, like, honestly, bro, like, I can't, man. Like, I'm sorry. I just can't go along with that, bro. I'm sorry. I just can't. Like, I understand the fact that, like, you know, I'm a person, like, I run my business, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be all in everyone's shit, but at the same token, man, like, one person had no injuries and one person got shot. And that person's a woman, bro. Like, what could Tory say that, oh, well, Megan was saying this, or Megan was acting like this, or Megan was doing this? You was in the car with your security.
We don't know that, though, Joe.
No, that's what Megan said.
But that's what Megan said. Like, and I get it. That's what she said. But we've also heard her on, like, not for nothing. You the guys that taught me, like, certain reporters, they get their credibility by being able to, like, you know, like, write down correct stories or get correct information. If we're hearing her story, we're hearing her friend's story, we're hearing another story. We haven't heard nothing from him yet. What if, not for nothing, and it doesn't make the case, but what if, not for nothing, he was playing around with the gun, dangling it, and it went off? Not for nothing like that. What will we say then? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, as another fellow artist in the industry, it's not that easy to just go put yourself out there and go, fuck you, Tory, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to beat you up for doing what you did. Meg, it's not that. It's easy for us to say because we don't know none of them.
You know what I'm saying? But
easy for, like,
why you go that far? I don't even have to go that far. Or say, like, yo, Meg, I support you.
But how you know there's no text if they don't put it on IG? It's not
right. That was the point I was gonna make as well.
Man,
right. I think,
man. If you don't put it on Instagram, if you don't put it on Instagram, I stand with Meg. You don't stand with her.
Yeah,
but
and that's what I was gonna get at, Josh. Like, I think right now. Sorry, Josh. Go ahead. I apologize.
No. Go.
And Josh, your thing keeps, like, freezing, and, like, we hear you talking, but then we can't.
Oh, can you see me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So,
wait, Zim, all I'm gonna say is this, right? Is that to talk about a snitch, to talk about scold and come at you in this rap industry for any other kind of behavior. You see it all the time. But like I can see rappers not saying nothing like, okay, Fab beat up Emily B. That, you know what I'm saying? She's not really in the industry. That's his family situation. Let them do what they want to do. That's his wife. But like Meg is like your counterpart. Like, her and the baby got like 6 songs. He can't say, yo, Meg, I got your back publicly.
But that's why I feel like how many rappers I feel like I hear you, but like it's like, bro, it's not not for nothing. I'm against domestic violence 100%, but not for nothing. If I know a dude and I've like rubbed shoulders with that dude and I had some sort of relationship with that dude, even though I may not, that's just a code, bro. Even if like not for nothing, I may not agree with what that dude, I may even check him if I see him. I'm not gonna put myself out there writing these public statements because you never, like 50 said it best, like, yo, they're gonna mend their relationship and then you go getting involved in it, eventually you look crazy.
You know what's so funny? Cardi B said something similar when they even asked her about, hey, what about QC and the Migos? And she spoke on it. Like, sometimes it's not all everything for public consumption. And if I'm Meg Thee Stallion, not for nothing, I'm looking at Trey Songz. I'm looking at Trey Songz and Chance. I'm like, yo, are you clout chasing for this situation where the baby, I feel like he has a good enough relationship. He's picking up the phone and calling her right away and having that conversation. And then now he's looking, in your eyes, not saying that, I know you brought the baby up just for an example, but you look down on him because of the commercial success music-wise that he didn't publicly say something to that nature. You get what I'm trying to say? We got to be careful of thinking that social media is the end-all be-all to say you agree or disagree with something.
Situations, dudes just can't run to, like 6ix9ine is different. None of them is his friends. So like you're gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? When you have a relationship with 2 set of people, you can't just be that quick to jump the gun. Like J.R. Smith, not for nothing. If you want to call that being like standing up for it, he looked stupid doing that. It wasn't like, I didn't take that as like, oh, he
clout chasing to me. That's not clout chasing.
Yeah, but he's not in the industry though. Like I feel like that's different. And like he's like when you see, I'm like, damn, J.R. Smith said something like what's the connection there? What I'm saying is that whenever there's any other kind of nefarious behavior going on, always call it out in rap, in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that it's whack that dudes is not gonna support this girl. That's all.
I don't mean it's not. I'll disagree.
Nah, but dudes are supporting. That's why I gotta disagree. Dudes are supporting.
And not for nothing, Josh. A lot of these dudes credit themselves as like being like street dudes or living by like a street code. Like that's law, bro. If something like that happened, you may tell a dude like, don't do that, but you're not publicly gonna speak on that. And that's like, not for nothing, aside from the fans, they have their own circles that they got to answer to at the end of the day. So you can't just be, they'll look at them crazy if you write certain shit like that on the internet. Like, it's okay.
Me personally, I just know that, like, so even when she got shot, and it was reported that she got shot, a lot of people didn't even like say like, yo, get well soon. We're praying for you, this and the third. A lot of
how you know that though?
Right. Everything is social.
No, because every time something happens, people run to social media.
But Josh, that's something so
we talk about it all the time. That why is he saying something? Like, why is he even saying something? Why is he even saying something? Why is he even saying something? Like, who, the first thing you do is run to social media. All I'm saying is that when it was time to support that girl, no one ran to social media.
I'm not agreeing with that, man, because nobody knew what was happening until she got on live 2 days ago. So you want people to run?
No, what I'm saying, even when she got shot, there wasn't like an outpouring thing.
But she just got on live last week.
When she got shot initially.
Nobody knew, Josh.
Yes, they did.
How you know they knew?
No,
Nobody knew until she told.
You wrong. You wrong because you're not listening. I'm saying that when the girl got shot, not saying 2 days ago, like, oh, when she came out and confirmed, yes, Tory shot me. I'm saying about when the girl first got shot. It was an outpouring of like, yo, when other people get shot, it's like, yo, bro, get better soon, rest up. Social media posts all over the world. No one supported that girl.
You didn't see any gun wounds. You didn't see, and not for nothing. 50 Cent, he said, I apologize. When I first saw it, I thought, no way this could be true. Like,
right.
He saw it.
50 Cent.
You didn't see no hospital, no gunshot wounds. You can't, you just going off a hearsay, Josh. You can't do that.
Yeah, Josh.
Oh my God. This is
if somebody shot and end up,
yo, you guys are crazy.
Josh, Josh, if not for nothing, it wasn't even like a believable. The shit sounded so like far-fetched. It's like, this is like, you can't just, when you know both sides, you can't just pick a side that quick.
If Meek Mill got shot in the leg, in the leg, that day there would be social media posts up.
If he got shot randomly, but if not for nothing, if it was freaking the game shot Meek Mill, it wouldn't be like that quick. If
people would still support him. People might not say, yo, the game is a cold, the game is whack. People say like, yo, Meek, we're praying. We're doing that.
Josh.
Yo,
Josh.
Yep.
Josh. When you do this insinuation, I know why. I think it's because of your kind-heartedness and passion and the gripe that you have with America versus Black women. So I know you're coming from a pure heart standpoint.
It's not even America.
I'm trying to say,
Black America.
You're absolutely right, and I agree with you 1,000%. But my only thing is, and I'm just trying to backtrack on it, is we have to be careful because the night when it initially was inserted, Megan herself, TMZ had suspectedly shot. Megan and her team put out, that it was broken glass. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we have to tread lightly. It wasn't until about a week and a half later when she got on the IG Live that she mentioned that to us. Because it was all, and that's when she confronted all Cameron, 50 Cent, Joe Budden.
Her team never said glass. That was the initial report.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, the very next day, it was confirmed that she got shot. Right or wrong?
Okay. All right, Josh, can I say this? When did the other artists, a.k.a. the Camerons, the 50 Cents, who else? Joe Budden on his podcast, when did they come out and apologize to Meg? It was after she did that IG Live almost like a week and a half later, correct? When she confirmed the truth or not, the truths and not the truth. So we have to just tread lightly. And I think what you're saying is, and what I'm understanding is that Black America, Black Twitter, hesitant when we come to Black females, and that's a true statement overall generally. But in this particular case, first of all, we just can't automatically assume these artists didn't reach out to her behind the scenes. Secondly, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because Cardi B even mentioned, she said, I reached out to her a couple of times with no response. I took that as, she just needed her space and time to reflect, et cetera, et cetera. And then at the end of the day, let me ask you a question. Do you look at Jay-Z any differently because she signed to Roc Nation and he has not made any public statement?
A little bit.
Okay. Do you feel any type of way about J. Cole, Drake,
yes.
Kendrick Lamar, all these artists?
Yes. And in fair
to that,
I'll set Jay-Z aside from those other guys because Beyonce sent her mad stuff. So that's basically coming from a marriage. So I'll let that go. But like, I would have felt better if people listen, Tory's talented. I know Tory writes for a lot of people. I know Tory produces for a lot of people. I know Tory ghost writes for a lot of dudes.
And parties with a lot of people.
Parties with a lot of dudes. So yeah, I get it. So like, we could take it as the same thing happened locally maybe like a few months ago with a famous DJ. Right?
Yep.
In
right? Yeah, a famous
Sorry.
Right?
Yep.
And we had the conversation that, and this is not even in the black community. This is a different community. That, and this is what I'm saying. Like, yes, like it is a little disappointing with the black community, but it's just the way that it's just the way that, like, you know, unfortunately, some women get treated, because if that girl did not post her injuries, it would have kept right on rolling for that dude.
But not for nothing. This is what, and I don't care if it comes off wrong, but not for nothing. You ain't heard from Tory yet. Like, no, so why? So like, if Tory Lanez said Megan Thee Stallion shot, would you act the same way without hearing from Meg first?
I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what happened?
But
Yo, bro, like, she's wrong.
If I know something that happened to you, and I know somebody that happened to a girl I know, I'm not putting. Not that it never will happen to you. I'm not gonna put on. I would talk to you privately. I would never put on Instagram. So just because I do know you, not just because you did something, whether it's wrong or not. People make mistakes, whether it's a terrible mistake, whether it's not so serious a mistake. People make mistakes, people grow, people deserve forgiveness. If I got a relationship with you, I'm not going to go put a statement online out of the respect I have for you. Just because you did one thing doesn't mean like you're dead to me, you're done for my, like, he will face his consequences. But when you know somebody and you know both parties involved, it's not as easy just to go write things out there. It's not.
And what Dot is spitting is facts. It's just like law. It's just like street code. It's just like unity. It's just like that's what I'm trying to. I feel like you're saying, Josh, if it's not on social media, it's not real. It's not happening.
That's not what I'm saying.
So how do you know that everybody that?
What I'm saying is that it would have seemed. I would have felt a lot better just watching from afar. Like, damn, like this woman got shot by her boyfriend, whatever they were, and everyone was like making it about her, like, oh, like she's lying, she's a tranny, she's probably hitting them. Like,
I never heard tranny, but now
Cam said that. Your man,
her own team, according to Jason Lee, said that she was. That's why it started. They didn't just pull it out their ass. It was reported that her own team said she was being physical. So what do you expect people to say?
Like, all I'm saying is that I would like for people, instead of being like, whenever something happens to a black dude that's perpetrated by someone that's not black, we not talking about like, yo, let's hear both sides.
Because we use
hold on.
Evidence. Name one situation where that's happened. But we haven't been able to see.
We're not talking about let's hear both sides. I would like to see, like, yo, listen.
So give me a proof before you continue. Give me an example of when that's happened.
Like an example.
We weren't able to see the proof of it, and we just said, "Oh, this shit happened to him."
So, like, not to compare the two, but like, there's no physical evidence. There's no video. Hold on.
I didn't hear that. You broke up.
Brianna, so like Brianna Taylor, right? And we that, like, we didn't see any evidence. We didn't see any video. We were like, yo, like, that's like, we heard the story, like, yo, that's effed up. Period. And like, I get it. It's harder because we like Tory, because Tory's talented, because he makes great music.
But no, it's nothing to do with that.
That's a wrong narrative. And nothing that Breonna Taylor is dead and she died from police officers coming into a house where the suspect wasn't even there. So obviously, you don't even have to hear the story to be like, damn, the police killed her and they were looking for the wrong person.
And what do we always say? We always say that no matter what happens, right? With like all these, like, we'll use police shootings as a barometer, right? We said, like, you know, even if a dude was committing a crime or had a past, it's not giving you like the right to like take that kind of action, right? So
absolutely.
To me, no matter what Meg said to him, she could have said,
absolutely,
you're a 5'3" leprechaun. I'm way higher than you, yo, rat.
Absolutely.
He shot the girl.
Absolutely.
I don't need to hear both sides.
Right. So but Josh,
I'm not interested in hearing both sides. Yeah.
Right. So just in comparison to the police shootings, like you're saying, we have opportunity to hear from the other person. We can't hear from Breonna Taylor. We can't hear from George Floyd. Does that make sense? Like, we have an opportunity.
Even if,
so it's terrible and it's egregious.
Go ahead, go. Damn, they're spanking these boys. Yo, but I'm saying, Zine, even if it's a situation where nobody died, right? Remember when SI got hit by the cops, right? On his side. Because
he went to the court case and he went to court and he won his case.
That's what I'm saying. But initially, when it first happened, he posted a video, we was automatically on his side as we.
Yes, but not for nothing, because the police have history of abusing black people.
History.
So who does Tory?
No, I'm saying, but we have a history of abusing. There's a history of women getting abused in this country. It happens.
Absolutely.
But Josh, what I'm trying to explain to you, you're mad at people for not posting on IG and saying, "Get well soon, Meg." That's what you're saying.
I'm saying it's more than that.
There's never been a situation before where rapper on rapper or artist on artist has gotten into a feud recently within the last probably 5 years where a rapper shot another rapper. If that's the case, when Remy Ma shot that girl, nobody went and said. They said Remy Ma's a thug. She's a gangster. She's so tough. Why did nobody say pray for the victim Remy Ma shot? Everybody was saying free.
Because nobody knew it.
But now, not for nothing, you want dudes that may have done music with Tory, may have partied with Tory, and partied with Meg after her team came out, and it is being reported that they said
Jason Lee, and that's the only person.
So Jason. But that's what Hollywood Unlocked Shade Room. That's
Adam 22. Shade Room.
Yeah, and that's why. No, I don't think. See. Now that's where it gets tricky because she's saying like, "Yo, his publicist is going around saying that." So the only person I heard, and I saw you send that clip in saying like, "Yo, Meg's team says she was like mad belligerent," was Jason Lee. Adam 22 says, "I spoke to people that was there and like blah 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 blah," and this is what they said.
Well, I saw that Adam Lee. Adam Lee said that he spoke to people there, and Meg was acting in a way she had. That was the first person who said it. Yes. Lee kind of confirmed it. So you acting like people and just was making these jokes and pulling shit out there. They did it based off of what they heard from journalists.
Yeah, but they was making the jokes before that.
Nah, Josh, now you're certainly.
The first day she got shot, we seen the Eddie Murphy movie where Della Reese got shot in the pinky toe.
Because it wasn't believable. Like nobody
right.
That story, bro. Nobody believed it.
So I think honestly, what's happening is just the approach of what is going on, and I think that's where we're just, we're coming at a standstill. At the end of the day, Meg Thee Stallion got shot. She didn't deserve to get shot. I don't give a fuck if she said anything about his dead mother. I don't know if his mother's dead. I'm just throwing, it can't be no freaking comment that makes you pull a pistol on a girl. And I'm going to speak for myself, but I think Sean is alluding to this, is me personally, is with the lack of information, downright saying yes, what he did is no excuse, no anything. I don't care if you're a black woman, Asian woman, whatever. You should not do that to a female regardless. But you can't not go into a situation just speaking on things when you don't have the full spectrum of what transpired to lead up to it. And I believe that social media is not the end all be all in making sure that you stand and support with somebody. Because that's done especially when you have a one-on-one relationship with a Meg Thee Stallion, you reach out personally. I'm under the impression.
Wait. So let me challenge that, right? If you have a one-on-one personal close relationship with her and you see that she's getting destroyed on social media, getting roasted, getting made fun of, you wouldn't find it say like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing.
But Jiggy, but
what I'm saying is, don't you think that it'd be like, hey, like yo, if you see something, if I was a victim of some crazy attack and people on social media roasting me, I'm not saying that you gotta like come at the dude that attack me or the people that attack me, like, yo, Josh is my guy. I'm supporting him. He's telling the truth. I ride with him.
But I feel like that's coming out now that she actually made a statement. Like before, if somebody's not saying nothing, you can't take it upon yourself to say something if they're not even saying it themselves.
And I think that's the disconnect, Josh, that we're missing, because she got shot. It's terrible. It's egregious. It should never happen. But my only thing is with her not. So this is what you wanted people to do. You wanted the people to speak on a situation where the victim themselves hasn't even spoke on the situation to make sure that it's even okay or doable or messing up X, Y, and Z. Like, you have to respect the pecking order. And can we hear from the victim first before we start leaping off the ledge? And then on top of all these jokes or whatever the case may be, that's certain, Black Twitter and, these hashtags. You know me, I don't get into all that. It's like I could care less about that per se. But I'd never seen anybody with substantial relationship with her speak against her, at the same time also speak for her, because at the end of the day, let the person who is feeling this pain speak on where their mental state is. And what and what I love about Megan right now is, like, you know what? I'm still going to do my photo shoot. I'm still going to promote WAP. I went #1 a couple of times. F all y'all. And I wanted her to keep that same energy. Yeah, but what happened was she let the internet push her to a lane where she goes, you know what?
All right, so here we go. I need this just for the record. She first described being shot in an Instagram post on July 15th, saying that she suffered gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with the intent to physically harm me. So but
nobody knew
July. She said July 15th.
Josh, this is what you living in. My thing is with you, Josh, you living in the now. Because yes, she got shot. It's wrong. So if that's the case, if you feel some way, then nobody should be friends with Dr. Dre. Nobody should have ever been friends that did music with R. Kelly. Nobody should have ever been friends with anybody that's ever physically. Chris Brown should be done. He should not be on a song with Drake. So we can't pick and choose when people in the industry got to speak up against certain people. So because in 2020 now it's become a thing which I love, that we're like, bringing up the fact that Black women aren't put up there. But now, come on, man, you can't.
Bro, because here's the difference for me. Here's the main difference for me. Like, I know that domestic disputes happen all the time. It's wrong, but at least I can wrap my mind around, like, all right, we're having an argument, punched her, slapped her, apologized, sorry, my bad, right? He shot her, bro. He shot her.
What would you? So not for nothing. If he shot her in the foot and Chris Brown freaking mauled her, could have rearranged her face. So what? What is the?
Yo, listen. I talk about it all the time. I find it interesting that. So when Chris Brown first did that, I was in shock when I seen them pictures. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, wow, like he almost murdered her. And to be fair, I was talking to my ex-girlfriend about this. I'm like, yo, she loved Chris Brown. She loved Chris Brown. And I'm like, yo, like, how can you really support dude? Like, I like Chris Brown, but I'm not like buying his tickets, buying his music, buying his merch. But like, Rihanna forgave him, so like, what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold a grudge against him. So, but it's just interesting to me that's something that always perplexed me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So let me ask you a question. If somebody would have went out, let's say Chris Brown did this, right? And people go on the internet and they say, fuck you, Chris Brown, like, you piece of shit. And Rihanna, he say all that. Now all this beef happens and Rihanna goes back and dates him.
What I'm saying, Dot, is that I'm not saying you keep making it seem like I'm saying like people have to go out and castigate Tory Lanez. So
what you're saying, we'll say a public statement.
No, so I'm saying a public statement of support for Meg, bro.
Like, why is it so? Yo,
listen.
Do you think the public statement is gonna help calm down the jokes?
No, yeah, a little bit.
So why did it start when J.R. Smith said he want to fight?
Because J.R. Smith is not the people that is not the person. Like, even like you laughed at you laughed at J.R. Smith. What I'm saying is, but I think that the jokes have stopped now.
But Josh, I feel like that support has been there, but I
Like, it
think
wasn't
you're not
really like
satisfied with
I think
the
it's been there
messenger
for
of
women.
the support.
I think it's been there for
I feel
women.
like for Meg, it's been there. Like Drea lost the endorsement deal for saying something stupid. That's not support.
And whose company was it?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does.
Support, Josh. It's support is support. You can't expect everybody to support. You have to. There's gonna be 50% that supports, 50% that don't care. You know what I'm saying? So you can't pick and choose. Like if I say Rihanna supported, well, Rihanna has a reason to support. Support is support.
Nah, what I'm saying is like,
What would you say?
all I'm saying is that I wanted to see the men in hip hop just do this. Like, yo, just like show support for women because, yo, like, women be holding us down, bro.
I don't like that narrative. Just because you didn't put a public statement doesn't mean you don't support women or support Meg Thee Stallion. It doesn't mean that at all.
When she was getting joked on, I would like to see a little bit more. I mean, we can agree.
50 Cent apologized. He said
because he only apologized after he got shamed into apologizing.
Assuming no, that.
All right. So no. Let's leave it there. If he got ashamed, that means there was people out there that thought what he did was wrong, and therefore that is supporting Meg. No?
I know it's for a specific fact, because, you know, 50 Cent's my guy.
Now specific fact. Josh,
no, I know, no, listen. The part, you gotta listen. Listen is important, Doc.
Specific fact.
He only retracted it after Meg came out and said something on IG Live, July 15th.
Yeah, because that's when the shit's real.
Yes, John.
The point that she got shot, bro. Like, I don't get it. Like, when someone else gets shot, it's real.
I know me personally.
This is the only situation that, oh my God.
We didn't see it, Josh. We didn't see nobody in the hospital. We didn't hear her talk. We didn't hear Tory talk. We didn't know, like anybody else get shot. You usually see the proof of it. I asked 20 minutes ago
Josh,
to name me a situation this has happened. You haven't been able to name it. You said Breonna Taylor.
So Josh,
that's what I'm saying. We don't see evidence, but we believe what we read.
So tell me another situation.
She was in the hospital because she was shot.
Name one. You didn't know she was in the hospital until of recent. Name one.
No, we knew she was in the hospital.
So Josh, name the situation.
No. Because this is what you do. You want to talk around it. What I'm saying is that we knew she was in the hospital the day after.
We did not know that because
we did. Yes, we did.
If Meek Mill gets shot, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see it in the hospital. If a rapper gets shot, you're gonna see 9 times out of 10 in the hospital or what the situation happened. Nobody knew what was going on, and
Josh,
that 50 Cent was lying because he got.
Can you research
that he really knew what was going on, but he wanted to make jokes anyway? That's your assumption. That's not your specific fact.
So Josh, can you research? I know you said July 15 is when she came up with that IG Live. What was the official date of the actual incident?
I didn't realize that had been this long too.
That's what I'm trying to, and I think
what I'm saying is that, bro, like, nah, man, like,
no, Josh.
People knew she got shot the day after because they posted the meme of the Eddie Murphy movie with Della Reese getting shot in the toe.
So I just agree to disagree. Like this, you go off a lot of like assumptions, like saying call it specific fact. Like I can't get down with that. Like if I text somebody and I don't put it on the IG, that I think that's the same kind of support. That don't mean my support's any less because I didn't make it publicly known. Since when we got to do that?
My biggest thing is I honestly feel she has got, like, maybe it's just my algorithm, the people who I follow. On the Shade Room,
a woman, Rihanna, a woman.
So name the black men.
Who the rapper you want to see support?
Yeah.
Chance don't count?
I'm disappointed in all the rappers, all of them, especially the ones that work with her.
So who support?
That's my main thing. Huh?
What if they work with Tory? What are they supposed to do?
Josh, I think you have.
No. I know why. I know why.
You don't know why.
Why?
Like, what if they catch Tory out on the phone? What if they would have called Tory and called them all type of bitch ass niggas and X, Y, and Z? But good enough because they didn't do it publicly.
It doesn't matter because they didn't do it publicly.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like I'm not even on the Tory thing. Like, yeah, like he's a dickhead. He's done. He's finished.
Facts.
But What I'm saying is I would have wanted to see more support for her instead of the jokes. You know what I'm saying?
There has not been
not a
no
joke as a
jokes
rapper
since
besides
July
the beat.
15.
I
Jokes still
don't know.
happening now that you see?
Yo, who's your favorite rapper in this new generation?
Lil
Yep.
Baby.
Little baby,
No.
little baby, Roddy Ricch.
Who's your guy, bro? Come on. Who's your favorite?
Drake.
Meek?
No. Your favorite is 6ix9ine.
Oh, all right. Joke, whatever. Yeah. So 6ix9ine, yes.
So the whole internet was saying Meg's a snitch. Like, this is like 2 or 3 days ago. After she came out and said the dude shot me, now everyone's joking about it, saying she's a snitch. And this dude's bobbing his head like this, saying my new favorite rapper.
What did Whack 100 say?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't
Now
talk
you
about
listen to Whack 100? Now you listen to Whack
See,
is
now
right.
you do that too.
That's
All right,
what
next
I'm
topic, because
saying.
these
Like,
spins
next
don't like.
topic, yeah.
The Whack is right, though.
Next
He
topic.
is
is my guy.
No support. You say
He
no
is
support.
correct.
You say no
He
support.
is correct.
I'm happy about that.
Damn, who else says
I'm
something
happy
true?
that you and
Those
Whack
on
are finally seeing eye to eye. Yo, so NBA playoffs.
Speaking
Listen.
of NBA playoffs,
This game is not over. Just know that.
Nah, it's over.
Watching the Lakers versus Portland. It is 43-25 with 11:30 left in the second quarter. Portland has a very potent offense. They play hard. They got Dollar. And you know what? Oh my God, get it out of here. What I also heard? I also heard that Portland is not your typical 8 seed. That's what I was told. They're really like a 4 seed. That's what I was told by the basketball experts on TV. They're not typical 8 seed. I mean, did you guys hear that too? Z,
oh man,
in the back of your neck. I know you heard it.
I heard.
I see my man Dame going dumb to the Oakland track after game 1. Oh man, it was all good. Damn, it was all. Oh my God. I see you with a broom.
Huh?
With a broom, they was clowning us, bro. They was clowning us.
I'll say this. For America, everyone to know I'm a diehard Spurs fan. I'm a Kawhi Leonard fanatic. Today is August 24th. It's officially Kobe Bryant Day. So I'm supporting him with this hat right here, supporting the purple and gold on his day. I just don't want to, people sliding in my DMs, calling me a fake. And, I sit at every lunch table type situation. I'll say this. On the West, there has been nothing but great playoff bubble basketball. And I commend all 8 teams in what they put in the effort. The East it's just trash. It's just terrible. This is why we always say the West is so much better than the East. And this is why LeBron James did deserve all the ridicule of going to 9, I believe it was 9 straight finals. I could see what's happening right now. But I'll say this. Luka Doncic, I think I'm saying his name correctly, is a top 5 NBA player. I am very disappointed in Paul George. Doc Rivers right now is looking very overly hyped. I believe in the Utah Jazz. I'm a believer. I should have listened to Sean when he told me this 2-3 years ago. Thank God Westbrook did not have to face them. They're stout, and you cannot build a team around the Joker. Those are my takes so far from the bubble.
Well, I think Denver's missing. They're missing key guys. They're missing Will Barton and Gary Harris. I think that the biggest problem for Denver right now, they're so big that they're playing a lot of big guys, and it's just kind of not working out. So I think we'll see, and then we'll see more from them once, hopefully next year when they get everybody healthy. But they're done. Spider Mitchell, man, he's been amazing. 250 balls. The Blazers, honestly, I want to see my guy Melo get 1, at least 2, hopefully. But I kind of knew the Lakers were going to be done with them. I feel like the media just wanted to, hype that up just because Dame was hot at the same time. I didn't even like how they was, saying Dame was better than Curry. If you really look at it, Dame played the Nets, the Clippers bench, and, the Grizzlies. So, amazing performance, but it was, looked at in, wasn't looked at in the right light. East first round was trash, as you know, but I think the second round we're gonna get some good matchups. We're gonna get the Heat versus the Bucks, the Celtics and Raptors. I think those will be two good series. And right now, the West is looking pretty good. Like, I think hopefully, I think my guys over in LA, the right side of LA, are going to get out of that first round. But, Luka's really showing, he's a top 5 player right now in the second year in the league. Like, he could do everything. He can handle it, shoot it, rebound it. There's nothing he can't do on the court right now. But I think Kawhi is going to, get them over the top. So that's my thoughts on the bubble.
Do you guys feel that Luka Doncic is significantly better than Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah.
Significantly better?
Yeah, he laughs when he scores, bro. He's laughing when he's scoring. Like, it's crazy what he's doing. Like, when he said the scoring is easy in the NBA, I thought he was just talking. Like, he literally is having fun. Like, he's getting, man, I don't know. I'm impressed.
Because I'm looking at it, I'll admit that Spider has more veteran help around him. Gobert, Conley, Ingles, these are older gentlemen. I'm looking at the Mavericks pieces. Come on, Burke just came off the couch. Seth Curry been on 4 or 5 teams the last 2 or 3 years. Tim Hardaway Jr. was a throw-in with the Unicorn. So I'm more impressed of what he's doing offensively, running the show, and putting up these triple doubles. But I don't think he's head and shoulders are better than Spider at this moment. But Luka right now, especially versus a quote-unquote elite defensive team, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, is why I'm more impressed with Luka so far. Nuggets can't guard me, you, and Dot right now.
So Dot's right. The Nuggets are missing Harrison Barton, but also the first 2 or 3 games, I think Mike Conley was out, and then they're missing the shooter Bojanovic.
Yeah, yep.
Utah. I think that Utah just.
To me, it's fair. So that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Utah is just they're just a better organization, a better team, a better coach team. And it seems like they have the best player. It seems like Donovan Mitchell is outplaying Jokic. So
yeah, absolutely.
It kind of is what it is. The Clippers series is interesting because even though it's 2-2, it's even though I feel like Dallas has really outplayed them, it's can Dallas really beat the Clippers?
No.
They can, yo. They might be able to. If Paul George keeps shooting what he's doing, why not? Yo, he's getting 45, 18, and 16. Those are numbers it's damn, if he's doing that to you, anything could happen.
I mean, I don't think that. So the thing of the knock on LeBron was always that he doesn't defend enough. I mean, obviously he was a great defender in his prime, but he only does the last 5 minutes, the fourth quarter. But he always had to carry a lot of the offense. So I'm noticing that Kawhi's defensive productivity is dropping because he's having to carry more of the offense. It's even more pronounced now that Paul George is struggling. And the thing about Paul George struggling is the Clippers could play a unit, but then you got to have Lou Will out there, and he can't defend. You got to have Montrez out there, and he's tough, but he's 6'7", so he can't protect the basket. So once you make a move, you're at the basket, there's nobody there unless they have Zoom.
Right.
So the Clippers, on paper, I think they have a good defense, but their chemistry or for whatever reason is just not working. Because not only is Luka going crazy, but when Luka comes out, Seth Curry, Hardaway Jr., Burke looks like Allen Iverson. It's crazy. I never seen nothing like it. Dude was
right.
I think that I do still think that the Lakers and Clippers will match up in the Western Conference Finals, but I do think that the Clippers do have more talent than the Lakers, but I do think that the Lakers have a common goal and chemistry, whereas I feel like the Clippers are still a collection of talent. And I think that Doc Rivers is the right coach for that team because you couldn't have a Rick Carlisle, you couldn't have a Terry Stotts, but he's getting taken to the cleaners against Rick Carlisle. He got a lot of help on that bench.
But Carlisle's like the elite of the elite though. Like I was watching and I brought it up today. That's how I brought it up to Zim today. Like Luka's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He kill anywhere. But when he got Luka and he realized all the talents, like he reconstructed Dallas's whole offense. And like I'm gonna send you out an article. Like it shows you like how many different quick hitters they have and how many different variables they have to get off shots and for Luka to do well or get assists. It's like crazy, like how he came up with this whole Dallas Mavericks offense for Luka. Shit's nuts.
Nah, it makes like the program that you go to or organization that you go to makes a big difference. Like when we was talking about the draft all the time, I know someone gets drafted by the Spurs or OKC, maybe a handful of other teams. I know that whatever that player's potential is, that they'll reach it. Maybe they're not a superstar, but I know that like DeJounte Murray, whatever you think of him, they're getting the most out of him. Same thing, and it went on from Tony Parker to Manu Ginobili and so on and so forth, and Kawhi. So I don't know. Like it's just so crazy to think that the Mavericks can really beat them. But and honestly, the Clippers kind of been catching breaks because Porzingis gave.
Here we go.
First game.
Here we go. Yeah, I know it.
That was big.
What else?
Nah. Come on, no. That was big. They was up 7.
They was. I ain't gonna front, and I knew that was gonna happen too.
I think that how you like I feel like LeBron and LA was starting to catch our wind. I don't know. I'm feeling real good about the Lakers, man. I'm feeling real good about the Lakers.
I don't man. Basketball's a matchup sport, and what the Mavericks do as far as their ability to shoot the basketball just isn't adding up with what the Clippers want to do. I feel like if Clippers can get out of this round, I feel like they're going to breeze past Utah. And the Lakers, I just feel like how they play, where it's so like the offense is so dedicated and moves based on like what LeBron does, that just kind of helps the Lakers kind of excel.
Isn't that kind of what Luka does?
Huh?
Isn't that what Dallas?
Yeah, but Luka is tough to stop because he can get a shot off. He can shoot a 3, whereas LeBron is just trying to. He's beating you with trickery where LeBron wants to use power, and Kawhi is welcoming that.
Right.
I don't know.
I agree with that.
I was shocked when I seen Kawhi Leonard bounce off of Luka in game 1.
Well, I'm not doubting that he's strong, but a lot of Luka's game is like deception, and he's handling the ball and he's tricking you, whereas LeBron is trying to turn a corner at you and rely on his speed and athleticism. So it's like it makes that's what Kawhi would rather guard than somebody.
What about the Lakers on defense though? Because I think the Lakers are showing that they're the best defensive team in the bubble by far.
Nah, I can't judge it off the Blazers though. I can't judge it off the Blazers. I would have to see it against Houston. If they played Houston, I would kind of respect them more.
But let me ask you this though. So we were the best defensive team all season.
Right.
With number 1 ranked defense all season.
Yeah, but
the
Clippers ain't really play all their guys all the year. I think when the Clippers are fully healthy, they're the best defensive team. That's my opinion.
I'll say this. I'm not making my thing is I know my mindset is I'm just so Kawhi centric. So I'm just seeing everything that he's doing and it's just making me pinpoint at all the flaws. As of right now, their biggest thing is they can't protect the paint. Yep. They're mediocre at the 3-point line. And they don't get enough easy baskets. Like, even though Kawhi is so efficient at that mid-range, I want to see more layups. I want to see more dunks. I want to see, Zubac and Montrez, eat there. And the only person that's getting to the basket with ease is Y and Lou Will. So that's my only issue where I look at, damn, you face the Lakers, AD, Dwight, and McGee, they're going to get off. They're going to have free range. And where Luka's so strong at and just finessing slow motion, getting to the rim, he's getting there. LeBron is making that move in 1 second at the basket. And that's my...
Nah, LeBron, when you get him, the thing with LeBron is tough. He's nice. But the thing with LeBron, when you got a defender on him, like a Kawhi or PG, he gonna act how he acted in game one. That's what he gonna do. We gonna see against.
I agree.
I just think that
I
I
agree
think that you guys are giving the Clippers, like, yo, Sean always brings up Boston 2008, and I just think that this Clippers team is so much different than that team, in a sense where, like, I feel like Boston, like those pieces fit perfectly, and I also think that I think Kawhi's grown as a playmaker, but I think that having Rondo and also having Paul Pierce coming off, having Ray Allen coming off 80 million screens was like helpful. You know what I'm saying? Also, when we talk about chemistry, if you remember that Boston team, they had that month-long European trip before the season, created the whole Ubuntu thing. They won 66 games in the regular season. They were super healthy all season. I just think that team has such good chemistry, and they were all focused on winning the chip. I don't know. I know Kawhi is.
I know Kawhi is too, and that's
I think the Clippers are focused. I just think that they just haven't had enough time together. But I think they. When I say Celtics, I don't mean it's the same team makeup. I mean they're not as deep as that Celtics team, but I mean they're gonna go through the same path. They're gonna struggle that first round, and ultimately they're gonna be the champs.
Yo, listen, I'm keeping the same energy. I ain't flinching. Clippers is gonna take care of the Mavs in 6. Then on top of that, they're gonna wash the Jazz. I'll say that's gonna be in 5, if anything. And then when it gets to the Lakers, I'm just letting you know, I'll show the Lakers respect because of the championship pedigree, but Clippers in 7. And I'm just letting you know, LeBron James, for some reason, has issues with Kawhi Leonard and his style of defense on him specifically. And he has not shown out to be efficient versus Kawhi going all the way back to the Spurs days. And I'm not
true. That's very true. I'm sure there's been games that LeBron has gone off, but when it's like the NBA, you're never going to stop certain stars. The key to the NBA is to get key stops and key moments, and LeBron is not going to do that well. He's going to do not that well, but he kind of struggles with guys that can match his strength and can slide with him. That's a fact.
Andre Iguodala and Kawhi Leonard won Finals MVPs because they know how to guard him. They have the same. I don't mean that he's not going to get makeup.
40, but he's going to struggle at key moments.
Right.
Yeah, listen.
Efficiency.
When Kawhi got MVP, I remember this because Nick Wright brings it up all the time. He averaged 31 points on 57% shooting.
Yeah, but like Josh, was tough. I remember that series. There were certain times in the game where I was like, damn, yo, Kawhi's really locked in on this dude. So you can't 31, 57. You're not going to stop. He's too good. You're never going to stop Braun. But when he needed to and you needed those special stops, Kawhi was there for. Boris did a perfect job too.
I feel it. And plus, I also feel like those games, like, weren't a lot of them blowouts?
Well, I'm going all the way back to the Spurs first
even in 2013 before Pop blew it and subbed Timmy out the game.
Right.
Speaking of Pop, do you guys what's the chances that he ends up in Brooklyn?
Who?
Popovich.
I don't know, but I hope he does it. I want to see it. Basketball fan, I want to see Pop coach Brooklyn. Just like a revival year, win a chip, and just ride out in the sunset.
Yeah. Now, and like I said earlier in the chat, me personally, I love Pop and everything that he has done, but I sincerely believe the passing of his wife for almost 40 years, the mother of his children, he's just not as engaged X and O wise like he was in previous years. And he might need a change of scenery. He might entertain it. And I think, if the Summer Olympics was happening this year, I think he's going to retire after this year personally. He's going to be 72, 73 years old. But I want him to stay in San Antonio. I want him to retire in San Antonio. I want him to pass the torch to Tim Duncan or Becky and, just end it off in that sense. I don't want him going black and white over there in New York.
All right, so I got two more. I got two more NBA questions. Then we're gonna finish up with the Wisconsin issue, and also on the Postal Service. So, All right, let's talk about the East really, really quickly. So right now we got Boston versus Toronto. We got the Bucks, who will probably finish off Orlando in a few days, versus versus Miami. Who do you guys have winning those series, and who do you have coming out the East?
I think the Raptors come out. I think I like the Raptors out the East, and I don't know, man. I think Jimmy Butler might know what to do with Chris Middleton hasn't showed up, and I
Yeah,
think
he hasn't played well.
Jimmy Butler might know how to stop Greek or slow him down a little bit. I don't know. I think the Rockets gave the league the blueprint a little bit on to at least attempt. So we'll see. But Chris Middleton has to be better.
It's crazy that, when Kendrick Perkins had said this, a lot of people laughed at him, but he had the Toronto Raptors coming out the East. And when I look into it, the reason why I side with him, they have great guard play. Both of them are solid defensively. They have great wing players, Siakam, OG, Norman Powell. If you want to go big, they can go big with you and Marc Gasol. If they want to go small, they can play Serge Ibaka at the 5. And I just love Nick Nurse. And I don't know what he got going on with that team. And I said this, I don't know if I said this in this chat or another chat, but I'm like, this, Toronto Raptors supporting cast last year was better than the Clippers this year, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, just what Kawhi needed and the fit. But honestly, when I really, really sit back, I just want the Celtics to come out the East. I know that's crazy to say. I don't know why. I just love Jason Tatum. I love the NY Kemba Walker story. Brad Stevens, that's my friend. We had great conversations over refereeing games.
Yes, sick.
But I just don't trust the Bucks. We don't know who's going to step up. Bledsoe don't trust him. Middleton don't trust him. Lopez really thinks he's Steph Curry out there. Wesley Matthews always complaining to the referees. George Hill's wash. Connaughton, trash to me. DiVincenzo, whatever how you say his name, is not good to me. I just don't. It's Greek freak or bust, and a wall is coming. Trump said a wall is coming, and the wall is coming on the East Conference. One of these teams, the wall is coming, and he still over the summer did not work on his shot good enough for me to be like he can overcome. And
I think his
Dot might get his wish.
I think his body makes it tough because I remember we had this kid in high school, Ryan LeBon. He was like, as a sophomore, he was like 6'1", and he could shoot threes like crazy. And then by the time he was a senior, he like sprouted up to 6'7". He couldn't shoot anymore, and I always remember my coach said like his body changed, like he hasn't been able, like the way his shoulders are, he has to learn how to shoot. So I think that's Greek is so backed up, like I think it's tough for him. But the Raptors, they remind me of the Pistons. Like, they don't really have, like, a lot of stars, but they have, like, everything. They have guards, they have wings, they have bigs, and they play together, So, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors – like, it wouldn't be a shock if the Raptors came out of the East.
And, Josh, before you go and say your prediction, I believe in narrative and chemistry, and they got a lot of that going on. We just had Coach of the Year. People said we couldn't do it without Kawhi Leonard. We're here now, second in the East, better record than we had last year. And then not for nothing, they was the one, when they strode up to the bubble in that band, Black Lives Matter and that black and red, and then the whole Messiah jury and that video leaking, I like narratives. And I'm a big fan of narratives. I like that train. Keep it going.
So you believe in narratives on the East Coast, but not the West Coast, huh? Narratives.
Why? What's the narrative? What's the narrative on the West Coast that I'm missing?
Narrative and chemistry don't travel, huh?
Caruso is strapping Dame.
Bro, he's serious on it. I think that if I could put money on it, I'll put money on the Bucks to come out. I say that because I still feel that the Celtics cannot beat the Bucks.
No.
Nope. I'm a little leery on Miami because they're dependent on some guys like that I just don't really trust yet. Or
Agree.
I really like Bam Adebayo a lot.
He could slide.
Yeah, he's gonna be the one. He's gonna be the one that have to really go in and guard the freak. You know what I'm saying? And build that and build that wall, and build that. You know what I'm saying? And really kind of build that wall. I think that I think Toronto will beat Boston. Maybe if Boston had a Hayward, they could like swing the matchup a little bit, but I don't think so. And you know, we were talking about this in the chat earlier. Like me and Doc, we've been high on Van Fleet. I don't think he's a great player. I think he's a good player. I think Kyle Lowry's a very good player. But having those guys on defense, Ibaka, Siakam, and Gasol, they're like tough and strong and defend the paint like how the Clippers act. They really defend that paint. So yeah, I mean, I can see Toronto and Milwaukee facing off in the conference finals, and I'm gonna put my money on the Greek Freak finally breaking through.
Breaking that wall. All right.
Breaking through because not that I don't like. I still think that Toronto could do a good job defensively on him, but I think that Toronto would definitely miss that shot creator that Kawhi was when things broke.
Wow.
You know why I hope he loses.
Yes, this is a sick chat. All right, so move us to our next thing. The NBA draft. The Wolves have the number 1 pick. Golden State number 2. Fellas, who you taking with the first pick if you're the Toronto Timberwolves?
If I'm Toronto,
Toronto, Minnesota Timberwolves. My bad.
I feel like, damn, shit. They might gotta take Edwards, Russell Edwards and Cat.
I like that.
I don't see why they would get LaMelo.
Yeah, I'll say I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. Triple B's, LaMelo Ball. I know it doesn't fit because D'Lo needs the ball in his hands as well. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I just want LaMelo Ball. I want LeVar Ball to say, I groomed a number 1 pick and a number 2 pick in the NBA, and let that tingle with certain dudes in this chat. And as a great father on what he is, but I'm gonna leave it short and sweet and just keep it pushing. Who you got, Josh?
Oof. I think that I would draft Ball over Edwards. You know, I've been high on LaMelo from early. Dot knows.
Yeah, you say he's
when he was 6'1".
Yeah.
So, I mean, but what I would like to see for Melo is I would like him to get to a good organization. If he go to State, I think that would be the right pick for them.
Could we make him a Sean Livingston for the first year?
I mean, I just think that Golden State is going to just need that kind of that explosion off the bench. And I would if I got him in the building and liked him and thought he was, and he measures out to being 6'8", I have to.
Yo, no cap.
I feel like his dad's gonna push him. Like his dad's not gonna allow him to go to a Golden State. Like his dad's gonna push it so he doesn't go there.
Wow, I'm sorry. I gotta listen. I'm in there. This podcast. I got to hear what Charles Barkley got to say about this one at the same time. So if you hear noise in the background, I apologize, America. The Lakers are dominating right now. Low-key, I am happy for LeBron James because people –
I was happy for everybody, guy. Oh, my God. This guy's happy for everybody.
I'm a lovable guy, man. I got a lot of love to give, man. You know I'm a narrative guy, man. Bobby just hit the chat. Where is – Z and Dot? Yo, Jiggy, let him know we're podcasting right now. I know he's thirsty for a response. Oh man,
that is hilarious. I'm enjoying this because y'all wilding in the chat that first day. Oh my God, There was Short has so much lip, so much fresh talk for me, man. I was so heated. Boy, I pray that the Clippers do not lose tomorrow, because the chat might get blown.
What's that? What it'll be 3-1 or 3-2?
3-1.
If the Lakers
this
win
series?
No, it'll be 3-2. It'll be 3-2 tomorrow if they lose.
Woo!
Yeah, you don't want to play with that fire. Tomorrow's a must-win for my Clippers. Sorry for Kawhi Leonard. Must win. Must win. Damn. It's crazy.
So,
Crazy.
I want to move us in a different direction. When we started this podcast, I think that we made a commitment to everyone that listens and to ourselves that, we're going to also have fun with entertainment. We're going to argue, we're going to joke, we're going to laugh. But, there's some very, 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 very serious issues going on in this country. And it's like, the hits just keep on coming. So there was a police officer involved shooting with a young black man in Kenosha, Wisconsin. His name was Jacob Blake. The man was driving a minivan with 3 of his sons in the van with him. He went to go get back in his car, and there's a video, which I really wish I didn't see, but it was on every timeline. I saw it. And, the man was shot 7 times in his back. And contrary to what was first reported, the man is alive in the ICU right now in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where there are a lot of riots taking place currently. Fellas.
Listen, I'm just sick and tired of this. Reading up on it, he was actually breaking up a fight between 2 females. The cops was called in regards, so he was actually being a peacemaker, from what I read and seen. And for some reason, the cops came on scene and obviously just automatically identified him as an aggressor or wanted to question him. And his mindset was like, whoa, I have nothing to do with this. And the manner of where he got shot, like the officer pulling on his t-shirt, close range, opening 7 shots. Thank God he's alive, and I'm happy he's alive, and God is good for that man. But the trauma, the mental trauma that's going to put on his 3 sons is where it just sits so heavy on my heart in that regard. And reading more into it, because you guys know me, I always like to see the opposite side, and obviously I'm talking to officers and reading up onto them. Those cops are going to get off on this. AKA with the whole, they have fear of their life. You know what I mean? Because he opened the door by refusing several prompts from the police officer, which I'm assuming they're saying, stop, freeze, no, don't do that. And when you open the door, and maybe it would have been different if he would have went foot first or whatever the case may be. He looked like and I'm just going off optics. Obviously, it's terrible. I'm just letting you know what the other side is saying in regards to those guys allegedly going to get off from this. Is a simple fact that he opened the door. It looked like he ducked down, and they can't presume that it was not who knows. I'm just hoping reports finally come out that, there was no weapon, there was no gun, and I'm assuming there wasn't because he has his 3 sons in it. But it's just a tragic day. And now, do you see why we say defund the police? Do you see why we march? Do you see why we riot? Do you see why we get emotional? Do you see why we annoy your timelines? Do you see why we look at you and roll our eyes if you say anything opposite of Black Lives Matter or the police is corrupt or defund this? Like, this is another plain example. And at this point, it's just disgusting and it's unfortunate, man. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I agree. I felt like I don't know what could possibly be justified about firing 7 shots at someone, and that just kind of goes back to what I said. I want to say a month ago. I feel like a lot of white police officers is just scared of minorities, specifically Black. So they, if you remember the Black woman who was on the porch and she got arrested for being too loud and was pulled by the police officer. You just look at him, look at the video, look at his body language. He's afraid. So that's why he's acting like that. So just goes back to all that we talked about. It's just like, another case, another situation, whereas like, something has to be done with like, the police force. Like when you're scared, you do things out of fear, and that's what it is. So it's a mixture of fear and it's a mixture of hate for our kind, and it sucks to see. And I just hope justice is served, or like, I hope rightfully so, the community goes back into like, a situation which happened with George Floyd to kind of get the justice that's deserved. And like you said, Zine, like if everybody always complains about rioting's not the way and so is not the way, you don't have to do it this way. So, but what is it? Like you gonna keep killing people? Like, so what is the way then? What makes it stop? So that's just what I gotta say.
It's like crazy to think about, because what you said, Dot, is the first thing that always comes into my mind. Like, dang, like these police officers are walking around with a badge and a gun, and they're terrified of the people that they're supposed to be policing, because they just don't see us as equal. They see us as subhuman. And to be honest with you, I don't think that it's possible to reform the police, because in their original design of what the police are supposed to be, from how they started to where they are now, what they're doing is exactly what they're designed to do. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, to me, it's almost frightening, because I'm like, dang, like, let's say we get what we want, and what's the alternative, and what will it look like? Like, I'm so in my brain, in my 35-year-old brain, I've seen so much, been through so much, seen it all, and it's just like I can't even fathom a reality where this doesn't take place. Like, this isn't just like par for the course. Because if we're just being honest, like, yes, you know what I'm saying, the police shootings are terrible, horrible, and they kind of are what gets everyone's attention. But in this chat, we've been talking about it for years. Like, the justice system is just so stacked up against Black people that, there's like 400 to 500 Black people shot a year by the police, and that's terrible, and we need to fix it. And then that's not even to mention all the people that are brutalized, falsely accused, falsely convicted, over sentenced, and stuck in jail for things that really shouldn't even be crimes. It's just like, it's so overwhelming to think about, and this is kind of where we are. So yeah, man, that's kind of where I am. Like, I'm just at a loss, because it's like, what's the solution? Like, where do we even start? Like, where do you even start plugging all the holes? Because I don't think that the larger majority really sees a problem with it. And another thing that Sean says that I always think about is, a white cop walks into a bar with their uniform on, and they're like the dude that's at our club with 12 chains on, a Rolex, in a Gucci outfit. All eyes are on them.
Yeah.
Like the hero. They're like the big man on campus. So I don't know what it'll take to really create change, but we seem to have with George Floyd, and here we are again.
And I just think like, there's no more cops that go into becoming a police officer to protect and serve. It's a check for them now. It's let me get as much money as I can because I didn't complete X, Y, and Z in my life. And I don't know if maybe that's just like a TV thing, but it's just like, I don't want to hear all this. No, there's good cops out there and all this stuff like that. And like, I'm sure, but then they conform to what they see that's been going on for generations. So I'm a good guy. I want to go in the police force. I want to protect my family and, my community. And then I actually get in there and I'm just like, wow, look at all these racist mofos around here. And then I just stop becoming those type of tendencies. And it happens with teachers. And I always say this, I have issues with teachers who live in Burrowville teaching in the inner city
Yeah, no,
because they can't relate. They can't adapt. They can't what is it called? Empathy. They don't have
Empathize.
empathy.
but
Empathize.
yeah, but that brings up a really good point that I kind of got into an argument about when, like, I hate when, like, I see minorities, specifically black people, say college is a scam. You don't need college. Because with that mindset, like, obviously I'm not going to say college is for everybody and like everybody should go to college, but like you need college because without college, you're not going to be able to get these jobs as like, teachers, doctors, lawyers. Something came out the other day, like I want to say it was like babies, like there was a proof that like a certain number of African-American babies die at the hands of white doctors. So if you don't go to school, we have to have more of our people going to school and getting these degrees. So if you some of your own, you're gonna care for your own better than like, if a lot of white, I bet I don't want to put that on people, but I'm sure if a white doctor sees another white patient, they're gonna say, oh man, this person's just like me. I'm gonna take more care of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, that's why.
Hey, Dot, that was one of the most realist takes you ever said, right? You broke it down to even to the third degree, and you're 1,000% correct. This is
Yeah, and
why the positions that we're in, I'm so proud of what you do for a living, especially what Josh does in a living, BP. Like, the mindset just got to change because we have to be in these positions. You know what I mean?
yeah.
To help change the mindset. So that's some real shit right there.
And
Nah,
I
man,
just
that
feel
was
like
very profound.
whites are just like getting to a point where they're like provoking, and like I just feel like sometimes when they put up the Trump sign and they wear the MAGA hats, and it's just kind of to like provoke us and like laugh at us. And like I've been noticing a lot because I've been referencing these past couple weeks, and I don't know if you guys noticed it, but what I see a lot of like white people doing now is they're wearing that American shirt where
With the black and blue flag.
with the black and blue flag,
Yes.
their mask and everything. I'm seeing it a lot, and I'm just like, damn, like you really like it's not even a matter of like you don't understand what we're fighting for. We're fighting just to have the same opportunities as you. We're not trying to say like we're better,
Right.
more chances. Like it seems like that because we've been so on the bottom for so long that now that people are trying to make efforts to try to help us, it looks like you're doing everything for blacks, but in reality, we're trying to get to the same place you're at. So it's just crazy sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, when you're a younger person, when you're a kid growing up and you say something like that, like, hey, like, everyone to be equal. We want everyone to have the same fair chance. Life should be a meritocracy. You know what I'm saying? So, but we have to understand that as adults in a capitalistic society, like, resources are scarce. So everyone is trying to do what's best for them. And so the people who are in power, which are mainly white people, you know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, like, black people, like, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, I think that there's a lot more ignorance to outright racism. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of sight, out of mind. I'm not caring what's going on in the black community as long as they stay there. Just keep them over there. Like, keep them away from me, out of my schools. And it goes against human nature for them to want to create true equity and true equality. So I don't even know like where we begin, but a good place would be like, can we just walk around without having to worry about the police brutalizing us? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that would be a good place to start, but we can't even get there.
Honestly, it starts with, which is going to be our next topic in November. We need to vote. It starts from the top. It needs to be a mentality. And I know to say that, at the end of the day, people do not know this. Like, before Donald Trump became president, I was a fan of his show, The Apprentice. Like, that's where I known him from. So, but what I noticed this last 4 years is he just made it more apparent and more comfortable to be outwardly ignorant and racist and show these different acts. So it just needs to stop from the top, and hopefully it just trickles down, because I can't lie, when Obama was president, I'm not saying he was the best president in the world and he did the most for blacks and whatever the case may be, but I was proud of something. I felt like I accomplished that with him. and I had nothing to do with the shit besides vote for him. And what's happening now is just Trump knows how to do these strings on this chord that is deep rooted in a lot of people. And if you felt that way, you're gonna come out, for it. If you didn't feel that way, you're gonna be against it. And that's what I mean by polarizing. And that's what Donald Trump is, and he's taking advantage of it, man. So we just gotta vote, man. Vote.
You guys worried about November because of with the postal service?
I think the thing is like we gotta preach vote, but a lot of the stuff to be honest with you, it's a lot of stuff that the president and the vice president can't even do. Like you have to locally, like that's where you're gonna that's what you really have to pay attention to. What's kind of going on in your community. So when we vote, we can't just we gotta pay attention to the president, yes, but you also gotta pay attention to who's on your council, who's your mayor, your governor, things like that. So that's what you should keep an eye out for.
That's so true because I was speaking, I know some people who are running for school board, who are running for who are council men and women, and just like being in the city, like I was talking to people running in Pawtucket and Providence that's so heavy on the minority side, and there's so little representation in the local government that it's scary because we get caught up in living an everyday life and going about our business and trying to do the best we can, that we don't take that time to make sure we're putting people that are in office that have our best interests, share our similar belief system and stories and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very important. I was having a conversation with somebody and I was talking about working at the Crusade, and me personally, I was fortunate to grow up, middle class and suburban. But I said that like almost every single person in my circle, everybody who I've been in relationships with, fit the description of someone that would be in the Crusade as a kid. And to me, like, that's why like us being in positions are so important. You know what I'm saying? So, and just me having that, me having that lived experience and life experience and the friendships and relationships that I have been in, it kind of guides and instructs my thinking when I'm putting things together. So I think that's what we need to focus on too. That was a good point, Doc.
Yeah.
Man, listen, all I know is that I'm not going to lie. I'm nervous about the postal service, not so much for the voting, but I was reading a lot about it. A lot of people, especially people who live in rural areas who are older, who voted for Trump, won't be able to get their medication. And a lot of small businesses, the United States Postal Service, it was their lifeline. So I don't know, man.
So my thing is, I seen that little interview that Trump did on Thursday, basically laughing. You guys want 25 billion bailout? Oh, you want 3.5 for the election mail-in and the procedures for that? Good luck with that. And then trying to build this narrative that is all going to be voter fraud and, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what we can do in regards to that, but obviously he is trying to discourage the amount of votes that go out there. So I know we're in the middle of the pandemic, and I know a lot of poll areas, shut down for certain reasons because of the, coronavirus. I just hope there's some type of system. Even one time I was even thinking, damn, can Amazon do anything like this? Like, that's my biggest aspect of it. But Donald Trump is officially scared. He sounds scared. And, God forbid if he does lose, he's going to blame it on, obviously, voter fraud.
Not bad, yo. But you seen that disrespect?
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah. LeBron's wild. Yeah.
Nah. Z, I agree with you. And I don't know how much you paid attention, guys, in the past, but like the U.S. Postal Service, like a lot of the people on the conservative Republican side have been saying that, the Postal Service operates at a deficit. But the thing is, like, it's not supposed to turn a profit. It's supposed to, we're supposed to have an army, a navy, a postal service, and a few other things that it's not about turning a profit. It's about needed services. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate how they try to spin that narrative and, do that kind of thing. But, yeah, man, this is a spirited podcast. We need
Absolutely.
more.
Absolutely.
Listen, all I know is this: is that if the Clippers lose tomorrow,
All I mean is going 7.
all I mean is that we might do an emergency podcast.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's fair. That is fair.
Fellas, great one tonight. We'll be posting this tomorrow morning, which will be Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Fellas, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of the month.
Absolutely, man.
Experience. As you can see, the Lakers, the good guys, the purple and gold. Man, you never play yourself.
Oh, man. Love y'all, man. Be easy.
All right, man.